Okay. We're here. Hi, everybody. How you doing today? Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. Let me introduce myself. I'm Bruce. They call me Uncle Bruce. It's good to have you here. I'm an old fart. I'm 67, going on 68, and I was a stockbroker in 1979. That's when I started. I took the securities course in 78. Oh, that was a long time ago. I was all of 23, 24 when I became a stockbroker, like a lot of young guys in those years. Not many gals were stockbrokers in 78, 79. I'll tell you that. They were really rare to see female stockbrokers. By the time I became a branch manager and a VP of a brokerage firm, I had two or three females working for my firm. I went after gals who wanted to become stockbrokers. Things have changed. I was I've been in the business for a long time. I was in wore different hats in the industry. I was pure salesman. Then I was a desk trader. I became a branch manager, a vice president of a firm. I was in the mutual fund business a little bit. I was in offshore finance. I went. Jennifer and I and our daughter Jen Jr. We lived in the Cayman Islands for a couple of years, and I was an offshore asset manager there. Got some experience from that angle. Prior to that, I had taken a company public with a good buddy of mine, and we took a company public together over a few years, and launched a little company like that, and eventually sold it off to someone else. And yeah, I've done it all. A lot of offshore consulting, a lot of corporate financing consulting work. And I've been in real I've been a retailer. My father was a retailer as well. He was a music store owner, and I owned a couple of shops through the 90s and 2000s, and I've worn a lot of hats. And I was just thinking about where were Jen and I, where were we a year ago today? I was trying to remember, and the best way to remember where you are, one of the greatest inventions of all time to help you figure out where have you been lately, is you just grab your iPhone and you set it to the photos mode, and then you scroll backwards to see a year ago. You just go back to last May, June, July of last year, and see which photos you took on your phone. And that'll tell you where you were and what you were doing. It's incredible. So I'm looking up my phone, and a year ago today, we were in Zermatt, Switzerland. Jen and I had arrived in Zermatt just around this time, and we loved it. And so very pleasant memories of that trip. And it's amazing how you can do that. You just look at the phone. I can go back to my phone a decade ago and see what was going on. And it's funny how sometimes you'll ask yourself, where did we live in 2000 and whatever? Where were we? If you go from apartment to apartment and stuff like we've done, this thing's great. That was taken in that place. Or, we went to that party. We went to that birthday party for so-and-so at that restaurant. Oh, yeah, we should go back to that restaurant. It's been a while. This invention is fabulous because instead of having these giant photo albums that you have to open up and then look at each photo page by page, it's just one little swipe away and you can zip right through it. It's fabulous. What a great invention these iPhones are. Man, oh man, got to thank the guy who came up with that and his team of people. What's going on today? You're asking me, Bruce. I love that when you talk to us about the past, but what do you think is going to happen today? I want to make money. Well, we're seeing a bit of a down dip this morning, which is sort of a follow through of a down dip that started in Europe and also in Asia before that. The Asian markets overnight were down 1% to 2%. So they ended the week not too happy. Down in Asia, the Chinese market, the Japanese markets, and others, they were under pressure because it's becoming very obvious and very in your face obvious that China is in trouble. They are not going to meet their expectations. They are not going to meet their goals. The folks that run that place are having all kinds of issues, and the issues are compounding because China needs buyers for their merchandise, and China needs, would love to buy product from foreign entities, but they also need to sell stuff. And the problem right now for China is the American market is expected, the American economy, along with Canada, is expected to be in a slowdown. We call it a recession, but at least an economic slowing down. Europe is in a recession. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It has been doing this now for over a year. Certain regions of Europe are doing much worse than others. But all in all, China is having issues in exports. The number of goods, the amount of goods going out of China are down, and expected sales are not coming through, which means there's an unemployment problem there and a cash flow problem and other issues. And so China is trying to stimulate their economy. The Asian markets, the Asian countries around China are all catching a cold. If China backs off in its activities, South Korea has problems. Japan has problems. Vietnam, the Philippines, Indonesia, on and on it goes. The whole region is also going into its own version of a quasi-recession. Bad news there. What else is I going to tell you about this? So if the Chinese economy is not going to rebound, that is not going to help the rest of the planet either. And so we've got this going on. Now, yesterday, Prime Minister Modi of India was in Washington, and the Biden administration pulled out all the stops to try to get Modi to be more Western leaning than, let's say, Iran, China, and Russia leaning. Modi is playing the game perfectly. He knows he's in demand, 1.3 billion people in India, and he's playing one side against the other. The Russians are offering him oil at 30% less than any price you see on the open market right now. West Texas is $68 a barrel. Modi is probably buying oil on behalf of India for $50 a barrel max from Russia. Every barrel Russia can get to India, India is buying. Of course, same with the Saudis; they're buying Russian oil as well. Modi is he's the guy in the middle, going, "Hey, we used to be a third world country. We're now a second world country. I'm trying to get us into a first world status. I won't be around long enough in my lifetime to see that, but I'm getting India on its way there." And India's economy and infrastructure is being seriously upgraded. India is going big time into air travel. They are really brought on openings into air travel. They're creating airports all over the place to help their population come and go. They're trying to improve their ports. They're trying to improve, believe it or not, they're trying to improve their railroads, although there are places in India where it is just horrific to think about the kind of travel people have to tolerate with railroads there, with all those casualties. Just a few weeks ago, we heard about that one train there. You hear about them all the time, which means, we can't differentiate one from another. Modi is in a situation where he knows his country is growing. He knows his country is modernizing to the Western world. And he's trying to sort of appease to all, hey, deal with us, we'll deal with you. The thing is that the Americans would like India to be much more loyal to the American and West and NATO positions, and India's going, well, make it worth our while. And there's the catch. How much do you want to appease India to bring them along? And it used to be that Canada and America would agree to sell wheat to India, and they'd be forever grateful. Well, that's not enough anymore. Now, the Indian population, I can understand why. There are a lot of well-educated Indian engineers, software people, artificial intelligence people. I mean, gazillions are coming out of these schools, and they're saying, you won't even allow me into the United States without all kinds of paperwork, without all kinds of documentation, without all kinds of guarantees from employers in the U.S. that I won't become a basket case, needy social person in the U.S. Living off of the handouts. And Indian professors and engineers are a little upset. They're kind of going, I can go to Switzerland. I can just zip in there and get a job and be employed there and enjoy all their quality of life. I can pop up to Germany. I can go into the EU. Why would I give a crap about America with all the BS you guys throw up for visas and B1 visas and B2 all these delays? It's not worth it to me. And I can understand, especially after 10 or 12 years of education and getting these degrees and all of these, these levels of education, from doctors to radiologists to, you name high skills. Same thing with Canada. Canada is making it somewhat difficult for Indian nationals to come in here. And we got to wake up. There are folks in India going, that North America isn't the end all be all. It isn't really, because if you're going into certain parts of Canada and the U.S. as an Indian national, you're not all that welcome in our town. You don't look like the rest of us, and there's that issue. And these folks are going, I'm going where it's safe. I'm going where I'm welcome. I'm going where I'm appreciated, and I'm going where I can make a nice living and have a wonderful standard of living. And can't blame these folks. I'm telling you, it's an up and coming power. And the Western world would be wise to open its doors to educated Indian nationals, because these folks are saying we have skills that are available to be utilized. China, of course, is saying to Indian nationals, come on over to Shanghai, come on in here to Hong Kong, come in here to our country, live wherever you like. And we've got all kinds of high-tech centers here, can do very well here. And you have a nice standard of living compared to India. Your standard of living here could be quite nice, and that's the thing that America and Canada have to realize, that we're no longer the panacea, the only place on the globe to go to. Interesting to watch what's happening with Modi, the Prime Minister of India. In Europe this week, interest rates have gone up dramatically. Half a point surprise rate in the UK, higher rates in Norway, Switzerland. These countries in Europe are fighting inflation much more aggressively than the United States seems to be, or Canada seems to be. We are at the back of the bus, just kind of, getting lazy about it. Over there, they're not getting lazy about it. There's a war going on. There's a country over there that's causing all kinds of problems, Russia. And they've got inflationary concerns, energy supply concerns, food supply concerns, all kinds of issues. And they're tackling them aggressively, and they are raising rates while they're in a recession, which is very rare, but can happen. And bankers in the United States and Canada and analysts are now looking at the Fed in Washington and the Bank of Canada and others, wondering, what would happen if the US and Canadian rates went up another full percentage point this year instead of just another half a point? What if there will be 2 half-point increases this year for the remainder of the year? How will that upset everything in North America? Right now, the one area that is absolutely been affected, where we can really see the effect of higher rates, real estate. Houses for sale, existing homes for sale, are at about 1 million, and that's very low when it comes to inventory available to be purchased. The problem here is, and the reality is, if you own a home in the United States, Canada, and you've got a mortgage that you signed up for 3 years ago, and you're only paying 2.5% to 3% interest on your mortgage, you're looking at a scenario where if you try to sell your house and go elsewhere, the house you're going to go and get, whether it's a condo or whatever, is going to run you 6-7% interest. You're going to talk double the interest payments on whatever it is you're going for. Now, if you're trying to get a larger house because you've got a growing family, you really have a problem. You're going to have a more expensive house, a larger priced mortgage, higher rates, way higher payments. If you're trying to downsize, you're an empty nester and so on, you might be okay in that you're a cash buyer, perhaps. Maybe you sell your house after the mortgage you have on your house. You have enough equity to buy whatever you want to buy on a cash basis, and you don't have a mortgage issue. Fair enough. But that's few and far between. A lot of folks out there are moving for economic reasons, want to work from home, but I'm going to work from home in Phoenix instead of working from home in Springfield, Missouri, or wherever I live now, in Massachusetts, in Maine, in Ohio, Pennsylvania. People are moving from the north to the south. They're moving from east to west, west to east. And these moves are becoming expensive. They're becoming incredibly expensive. And the ongoing cost of the higher payment is turning people off. And they're just going, no, not right now. Rates have to go lower before I make this move. Well, right now, rates aren't going lower. And they might not go lower for another 2 years. We may have to top up over the next 6-8 months, hold it for a year before we even see a pullback. And it'll be 3 years before we're back to where we are now. And it might be 5 years that we might be down a half a point from where we are now. It could be that long. This is a huge issue. So higher rates have absolutely been shown to be nasty with regards to parts of the real estate market. The other issue we've got going on here, I was mentioning this on the Trade Alert show to the Gold Bagel members at 8 o'clock today, and that is downtown real estate, office towers, commercial real estate, trouble. Big, big trouble, especially tall skyscrapers in virtually all cities in North America. Calgary, Alberta here, Toronto, New York, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, wherever there are skyscrapers, there are vacancies, many, many vacancies. And some vacancy rates are up to 60, 70% because these towers that were built over the last 20, 25 years were then leased out automatically for 5, 10, 20-year leases. Well, a lot of these leases have come up in the last 3 years, as all leases will. If the average office lease in a high-rise tower is a 10-year deal, then that means every year 1/10 of all leases are coming up for renewal because they're not all signed on the same day, the same month. Well, since 2021, the last 2 to 3 years, a lot of corporations have had decisions to make when their leases have come up. And that means 20 to 30% of all office leases have expired in the last 3 years. And corporations are asking themselves, do we want to redo a lease agreement for another 10 years in this real estate environment where half of our workers don't come into the office anymore, or 3/4 of the workers, or 20% of our workers? We actually don't need as much space as we've had going forward the next decade. And a number of corporations, of course, have figured out we got to get out of downtown. We got to get absolutely out of downtown. We've got to go to the burbs. We've got to get a campus kind of scenario going out there, get away from the downtown core, because we want to have a much more open environment. We don't want to be cramped in as much in case down the road we run into any kind of a virus pandemic scenario. We'd rather be in a campus scenario where there's much more room between departments and what have you. A lot of folks have decided to do what viewers are doing here. I'm going to stay at home and watch Uncle Bruce. I'm going to trade my assets. I'm not going into the office ever again. Now, many of these people out there who don't watch me, which is incredible. How can they not watch me? They've decided to stay at home with their jobs. They're their talents, and they're going to work for the firm they're with, or they're going to find another firm that will keep them or take them on where they are, which is at home in my home office. I've adapted starting in 2021. I adapted to this normal 2020, and I'm not changing. I'm not going back. There are folks in their sort of mid 30s and older, definitely even early 30s and older, who have really not had much office experience anyway, that thing, but they're never going to want to do an office scenario. Not a chance. The cost of commuting into the office and back, the cost of having eating downtown, parking downtown, commuting in and out, they figured out the money. They're going, no way. I'm going to drop $20 a day every day to go to the office and back out of my pocket after tax. That's $400 a month for just 20 working days. I got to gross $600+, and they're only paying me $4,000 to show up every month. That's 15% of my gross, let alone my net. No, I'm not. Forget it. No way. I'm gonna stay home. I'll work for less money at home and clear just as much, because the likelihood is that instead of getting paid, say, $5,000 a month downtown and getting paid $4,000 a month working from home, the tax savings alone might put you into a lower bracket. You've got write-offs that you're allowed to use from home that you may not have at work because you're now considered a consultant, perhaps, not an employee. You might have write-offs that leave you only with a $2,500 a month actual payroll type tax scenario. That's $30,000 a year versus $60,000 a year. Well, people being paid $60,000 a year in most cities and states and provinces in North America versus $30,000 a year. The $30,000 a year folks have a lower tax bracket to deal with almost every single time. So all of a sudden, the savings compound, and people who are staying at home going, no. For me to go back, you got to pay me $80,000. You got to give me a $20,000 raise, and you can't get a 3% raise out of these guys, even with 8 to 10% inflation. The writing is on the wall. People are not going back in droves as employers had hoped they would or thought they would. Just assumed it. They just assumed that you'd all want to come back to the hellhole of the office. Congratulations to those of you who have managed to stay away and do that. Nicely done. Welcome to the show this morning. Good to have you here. Thank you, Richard, Carlin, Lame Duck, Hector, Joel, Jamie, White Feather, Dean. Thank you, Alex. All these thumbs ups. John, Wing Commander, Paul Stevens, Ricardo, BW. Welcome. Sell My House Fast. Moose Knuckles, welcome. Burrow King Sound, how you doing? JR, Luca, Coyote, Mandu 5, Kareem, Karen, and I'm sure Kareem's here too. Nucio, John's Touchpad, Aaron Duchesne, how you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Bobby Atkinson, how you guys doing? Home Skillet, how are you? Nice to have you. What year? 1984. Bobby, I remember that time. Interest rates 18% for mortgages. Half the houses in my neighborhood were for sale. Couldn't give a house away. That's right. Here in Calgary and Canada, many cities, people just went to their banker and said, here's the keys. We moved out. We're out of there. The house is empty. It's yours. And they were able to walk away from the home because the mortgages were unsecured. They were secured only on the asset, nothing else. And now bankers are sitting on thousands and thousands of houses, some in bad shape, some in pristine condition. And they had to deal with them. It was quite a time. Hawkeye is here. Welcome to the show. Splair, how you doing, buddy? Christina, good morning. What did I miss? I'm in Maui on vacation. Woke up to trade SoFi. Not disappointed. I can finally close my 163 puts. Christina's making money. Down it goes. It's 2:30 a.m. in Hawaii. Oh my gosh. What do we got on SoFi? Someone's saying it's under 8. 802 I show at the moment on the SoFi. Let's see if I pop this up here. 792 I think I show now on this device over here. So different quotes. We'll find out when we open for real just what the deal is on SoFi shares. Welcome, one and all. Yes, Rugman is making some moves, says Home Skillet. Christina says, I see. Swear, Damn, Christina, you lucky one with the puts. I regret now I didn't write at 10. Bobby, a little bit of skipping your walk today, Christine. Good, well done. Mr. Parrish, Mr. J.R. Parrish, welcome. Dang, SoFi below 8 pre-market. Andrew, I can find myself to saying, take gifts on my page. Christina, for the past 3 weeks, I haven't felt lucky, laugh out loud. I felt like throwing up. I knew SoFi would pull back, but it didn't. It just kept going up and up, so I kept doubling down on the puts to get out. But I'll be closing my position this morning. Flint Creek is in the house, number 14. Thank you for being here. Aaron is here. Lorraine, number 52, thumbs ups. Good morning. Megan, good morning. Happy Friday, Bruce. Manager, the AI darling NVIDIA seems to be taking a beating in pre-market, down $5. I have shorted a lot yesterday, and it's looking all good. I'll cover some nice profits today. Dude is here, number 83, manager. I'm number 84, buddy. Thank you all for these thumbs ups, and welcome to the program. Great to have you all here. The Dow is down 200. I figured we'd have a bit of a dip today. The way it was going in Europe and in Asia, S&P is off 35 points, about 0.79 of a point. NASDAQ down 166, 1.09%. Crude oil continues to fall at 127, 128 a barrel now at 68.24 in Texas. That should give your gas prices a little more of a slippage over time. Hopefully it's happening. David Flores, good morning. I am number 85. Thanks, David. Welcome to the show. Thank you, all of you who are members of this channel, those of you who are subscribers to this channel, followers, great to have you here. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. It makes such a difference for us. 91 now are in the house. Great to have you here. 209 of you are watching, so there's at least 110 thumbs ups that could easily come in if you commit to it. If you can find a way to hit that button, please do help us out. The cops are looking for you. You can hear the sirens. They're looking for you slackers that aren't giving me a thumbs up. So I'm not making that up. That's really happening. Larry, good morning, everybody. I'm number 86, JR. Larry, welcome to the program. What else can I say here? U.S. and European bond yields are under pressure. Bonds are under pressure. Rates are going higher. Will that tip the economy into recession in any crazy way? Well, we'll find out. We'll see. Luca is saying positions opened on AI 2 weeks ago. 5 cash secured puts, stock 35, Jan 24 expiry at 11. 1 deep in the money stock 20 Jan 25 sold. 1 call against deep in the money 75 Jan 24s. Wow, that's out there. Shane, what did the banks do when they were sitting in all those houses in the 80s? I imagine they'd rather have cash than the asset. Well, what would happen in those days was the banks had to do the foreclosure. They had to do the official. Now, in many cases, people didn't just walk into the bank and drop keys off like as a normal course. It was occasionally done that way. Normally, what would happen is the bank would contact the homeowner, vice versa, and the homeowner would go into the bank and say, "Yeah, wife got laid off, and I'm manager of whatever, and I have to take a pay cut of $20,000 a year because of tough times." So sometimes the banks would work out a new deal. They'd work out an extended mortgage. They might say, "Okay, well, you've been paying the mortgage for 6 years. It was a 25-year mortgage. You're down to 19 years to go. It's coming up for renewal. Why don't we do a new 25-year mortgage? We'll just renegotiate it, give you a 25-year mortgage on the balance you owe. That'll lower your payments from a principal point of view. The interest might be a little higher, but all in all, it's the same payment, or maybe it's a lower payment, or we'll consolidate your debts where, what you owe on your credit card and what you owe on your car and your house, we'll roll it into a new first mortgage. And that way you have one payment only, the mortgage payment, and you can, the minimum credit card payment's gone, the car payment's gone. This is now one, and that was a way out of it. But there were others who were upside down, where people were, saying to the banker, "I've made my payment on the mortgage every month, faithfully. I'm still making payments." The banker's going, "We know. and we appreciate this. But the problem is, unfortunately, when you bought the house for 180 grand 2 years ago, it went up to 200,000, and now it's at 125, and you owe us 140 on a 125 house. You used to be in really good shape. You owed 140 on a $220,000 house, but now you owe 140 on a 125 house, and we can only lend you 100,000. We need 25,000 equity, so you're 40,000 upside down. So either you have to come up with 40,000 in cash to bring the mortgage down, because that's the most we can lend you, or we need other assets to give you a loan on. And this is where people would say to the bank, "Well, sorry, too bad. You took a chance on the house. I took a chance on the house," and the owner of the house would now look at it like, "Well, I've made payments every month. It's kind of like paying rent. I've been making rental payments, I guess, not equity payments." And the houses weren't going to turn around for a while. So there were times where, people were given their 60, 90-day notice to vacate. Others were, they couldn't make the payments anymore. I mean, they just couldn't make the payments. And after 5-6 months, the bank would say, "You got to go, give us the keys and get out," kind of thing. And some would fight it, and they would delay it as long as they could before. And it was messy. Some were very clean divorces. Some were messy. But at the end of the day, the banks and trust companies had thousands of homes in their inventory, and they were now hiring realtors to get these houses on the market. Now, in some cases, the homes would be rented for a while, and they would just rent the house for 1 year at a time kind of mortgage or lease, I should say. And then every 6 months, 8 months, a review would be made. How are the real estate prices going? What are interest rates like? And as time went on, fewer houses came up as far as defaults. The defaults, dropped off dramatically, and slowly but surely interest rates were dropping, and real estate slowly recovered because it went way down too far, too fast. And now banks were able to offload homes. Now, in many cases, they lost money. They lost 5%, 10, 20%. Some houses they lost 50 grand on, some they lost 20 grand on. But at the end of it, there were homes that the banks were able to sell for their cost or for 5, 10 grand more. They were able to, eke out a little extra cash. But the banks did a major write down of assets, and these were losses on their books that they absorbed and kept on going. But who ended up paying for it? Well, all of us. Anyone getting a car loan, you weren't able to get a car loan at 8%. You'd get one at 9.5%. Well, that 1.5% extra covering the losses of real estate loans or other loans that were going on. And believe me, not only were homes being seized, cars were being seized, furniture was being seized. Every kind of loan was upside down, not just houses. It was a pandemic of debt. And so there was a huge turnover here. Cash was king. People with cash were getting, 12% interest, 14% interest, 15%. And I remember one year the government of Canada, when they were issuing their annual allotment of government of Canada savings bonds, people could buy government of Canada savings bonds. I think it was up to $10,000 a person. They were getting 16%, 17% for the first year, and then 15% after that for like the next 6. That was the most oversubscribed Government of Canada bond issue they ever had as far as to the public goes, because you could buy $100 or more of Canada savings bonds. I mean, it was for the retail investor. That was 1 year. The next year, the rates were down to 14%, maybe 12%. And the year after that, Government of Canada bonds are paying 8.5%. I mean, it came off fast. And that turned the economy around and stabilized markets, car loans, house mortgages, and so on. Businesses were stabilized, but boy, there was carnage. These are the early 80s. There was carnage. There you go. Dave was thinking that the cops are looking for the Yoko Ono album. Just gotta find that box. Larry Titus, thumbs up. Bruce, Luca, STK equals strike. Robert Benson, number 101. Swaff Bass, number 39. Thank you. BW, Compass Point initiated a hit piece last night on SoFi $5 target. I'll take the paper-handed weak shares, folks. They'll offload today. $9 share price spread from 5 to 14. Yeah, this is normal. Beach Boy, number 100. Hi, Uncle Bruce. Yesterday, I bought back AI 47 covered calls that are expiring today. I paid 60 cents after writing 1 week ago for 430. I left 60 cents on the table. I didn't want to test that market. Oh, well, it's all good, man. That's a good jump. Beach Boy, gasp, unreal. Kent, 107, thumbs up, Bruce. And Marco, good morning, everybody. Welcome, Marco Z. Lorraine is here. I know all about the underwater mortgage in 08. Some banks were predators to older folks. They were going after them, balloon mortgage they couldn't afford. They snatched away their homes. Christina, OMI, Lorraine? I'm not sure what she said. Welcome. We're down 204 with 24 minutes to go before we open. Still negative on the pre-market. Down 36 on S&P. Down 178 on NASDAQ. AI is sitting at 36.42, down $1. We've got other issues that we're watching here. Rocket Lab down 4 cents. They made a deal, Rocket Lab. Actually, they're down a penny. Made a deal here with Spire. The two companies have signed an agreement here. Spire shares are up 2.7 cents to 74. Looks like Rocket Lab is going to launch a bunch of satellites for Spire. They're going to be tracing and tracking space junk. That's a big business too. Be interesting to see how these shares react as time goes by. $7.95 is our stock price right now on SoFi. Let's see. Larry Ellison sells Oracle shares for the first time in 2 years. I think Larry's got to be pushing close to 80 years of age. He's got to be getting up there. He's got to be doing some estate moves here sooner or later. Kind of wonder about that. Where was I? Yeah, here I am. Back to the markets. We're at 794 on SoFi. GameStop down a quarter at 2407. Matterport down a nickel. 23andMe is up a couple of pennies. Spire up 2. ATI physical therapy at 1180 in the pre-market. It was at 1206 last night. Smart Rent is up 17 cents here. It was up a dime yesterday. It's now 373 on Smart Rent. That's getting closer to $4. Apple is down 148. Goldman down 234. Cisco is off 36 cents. Tesla down 499. Was up 515 yesterday for Tesla. ARC Innovations down 72 cents. Microsoft is off 486. It was up 615 yesterday. Pfizer up 3, lost 17 yesterday. HBQ lost a nickel yesterday. It's up down 12 right now. Alphabet was up 261. It's now down 167. Amazon was up a nice 532 yesterday. Got to 130. It's off 71 cents this morning. Nothing too bad there. NVIDIA lost 20 cents on the day yesterday. It's off 555 this morning. Unity was down 51 cents yesterday. It's off 88 right now. And AI, C3.ai Inc. was off 160 yesterday to close at 37.44. It's down to 36.25, down 119 at the moment. That's where we're at right now. Okay, everybody, there you go. Apparently, Ford is doing more layoffs. Rumor has it. Stock is off a little bit. This used to be the kind of story that would make stocks go up. Companies announcing layoffs. Now Ford is announcing layoffs. Stocks going down. That's because you can't get more profitable being smaller. Simple as that. And it's obviously a sign at Ford. There's an indication that Ford is on the wrong side of the car market. You're too heavily dependent on combustion engines and not enough on the EV side, because that's where the market is going. Interesting to see. Watch that. We'll see what happens there. All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome all. Beach Boy says, I actually bought them at 6 cents. How about that? Christina, hey, Uncle Bruce, what should one do if they're about to have some dry powder this morning? Well, yes, you're going to be in a wonderful position. I hope a very wonderful position. You just gotta kind of check your spots depending on what it is you want to be into. I mean, do you want to write puts against AI, cash secured puts? Do you want to write puts against SoFi? Do you want to write sevens, cash secured puts on SoFi at 7s or 8s? Take the other side out till January and see if you make some dough there. It's up to you. Not sure what your timing is. Lorraine, Christina, I was talking about that 18-year-old from Hawaii that won American Idol in 2023. His name is Lam Tongo. When people listen to his music, they start to cry. He is on YouTube. Manager, some interesting short forms. AI means artificial intelligence or American Indian, and IC means integrated circuit or Indian Chinese. Interesting. Lorraine, correction. Iam Tongi. Iam Tongi is the name. Rock and roll. Learn something new every day on this show, I'll tell you. Welcome all. Nice to have you here. 112 thumbs ups are in. We open in 20 minutes. If you can hit that thumbs up button and not be a slacker, please help us out. Thank you very much. Strickland is in the halls. He's going to hand out pink slips as soon as this market opens up. Keep an eye on that. Tesla 259.88 down 473. Yesterday morning, it was interesting because Tesla was as low as 249 pre-market yesterday. And then there was a recovery, and we went up, to 265 for the high. I mean, we're 248 to 265 yesterday on Tesla. And here we are, 259.80 down 478. Very volatile, typical Tesla. But, it is entirely possible that Tesla can be anywhere from 230 to 280 at any time. It is of that kind of, it has that kind of volatility nowadays. Very, very, very interesting markets, to say the least. GameStop down about 37 cents at 23.95, reluctantly giving up a little ground. SoFi, as we say, is trading now at 7.97 on 1.6 million. So there's some bargain opportunities here. And again, anyone getting sucked in to these technical analysts telling you that this is a piece of garbage, they deserve to get what they get. If they dump stock in a panic mode because some analyst says it's a $5 stock, I can't help these people, and I'm not going to help these people. These folks are over leveraged into the stock, or they are easily swayed by one analytical report. Too bad, man. That's too bad. Now, I know day traders will play this game. They will play the game here to sell it around 8.10 and try to buy it at 7.80. They'll just try to get a quick flip for 20, 30 cents. Some might be successful. Others will not. There will be bargain hunters who are going to take the opposite view. They're going to let the stock do a dip, and then they're going to jump in there and grab the first 30, 40 cents on the other side. This is the market, and that's how it goes. Alrighty. What else is going on out there? AI 36.24 down 119. That's what we have at the moment. All right. Welcome one, welcome all. I noticed the headline here: 3M stock rallies after a $10.3 billion forever chemical settlement is offered. You know what blows my mind as an old man now? $10.3 billion settlements is a mind blower to me. How companies can afford to pay fines of billions of dollars is mind-numbing to me. It just shows me either how grossly profitable these companies are that can afford these write-offs, or how they've managed to become big corporations by stifling competition, by getting a handle on a market, and then working with lawmakers to make it next to impossible for any competition to come in against them through legislation or whatever. And these guys own the roost, and they get caught with their hand in the cookie jar. They had to pay a settlement. Yeah, $10 billion, no big deal. You got to wonder, the directors of this company, the CEO, the top people, can you imagine how much money these folks are being paid to be, what they're doing? Can you imagine the perks that these people get to enjoy with private jets and other perks that they're offered, cars and insurance policy, healthcare. It's staggering the amount of money some of these corporations generate, and they control a huge percentage of a certain business, and there's no way in for anybody else. Look at the airline business. There's 5 major airlines left, maybe 4. there used to be a dozen. Consumers are getting ripped off left, right, and center for pricing and services. I mean, the old days in the 80s, when you bought a ticket on an airplane, it included your luggage, you selected your seat, it included food with actual knives and forks and dishes. I mean, it was the real deal. Today, it is just a joke. There is no menu anymore for an airline, unless you're a first class or business class flyer, where you're paying 5 times the fare, 4 times the airfare, or 10 times the airfare for first class. In the back of the plane, I mean, geez, 2/3 of the passengers, 3/4 of the passengers are treated like cattle. Is it any wonder there are always incidents that we hear about, people reacting negatively or breaking out with violent behavior? They probably are just being beaten to death in the terminal by these people. I don't know. You just got to wonder. You just got to wonder what's going on out there. I don't know. James Burnaby Fishing. How you doing there, pal? Hey, Bruce, I sold a January 2024 SoFi $9 put for 154. Should I be concerned about rolling in the short term if it hits close to 750? So if the stock goes to 750, your put will be worth 150. Should you roll? Well, you could look into it. Which would you sell? You wrote the January. No, I wouldn't bother. If it's a January you've written, I wouldn't do anything. You've got lots of time on your side. Splair, my 1% day trading volume is over leveraged, and now went during 2 days of dropping at SoFi down to 0.5% on that position. Maria, 118 thumbs ups. Good morning, Bagel Peeps. Manager Uncle Bruce, when these big companies pay fines, who gets that money? Shouldn't Americans get some of that money since they screwed them? That's the thing, too, about these fines. I wonder who is the entity that is allowed to sue these guys and get the cash. If it's the U.S. Department of the Interior, is it the U.S. Justice Department, the government of the United States? Yeah, I guess it goes into the coffers. I guess it goes into the operating revenues of these departments. But and the other thing that I wonder about is, what is the damage that really has been caused here? Is it really $10 billion, or is the damage $100 billion? But there's no way to ever get $100 billion out of these guys without putting them out of business. I mean, what? How does that work? The other thing I wonder about, of the $10 billion that they're paying out, how much of that is paid by an insurance coverage policy, and how much is paid out of their actual pocket? You'd be surprised and shocked at how much insurance money is out there for these kinds of settlements. It's just amazing. I don't know. I'll tell you, that's a good question. Touch grass, SEC maybe. I don't know if the SEC is charging these guys with this. I mean, obviously, SEC does charge certain companies for certain SEC violations, but from an environmental point of view, I don't think the SEC has jurisdiction to go after. You got to wonder. Yeah. It is the cost of doing business isn't it something? Isn't it just absolutely amazing how businesses just go, well, that's the cost of doing business. I just shudder to think how many jobs have been lost because these guys screwed up like this, and they're paying $10 billion out that could be utilized by the company to grow the business. You wonder, what year 84? Has anyone else noticed the fishy charts that are showing up on our SPACs that are under $5? You have to have it set to 1 minute in travels to take a look. Manager, the EPA maybe? Coyote, used to be easier. DQ 126. I'm lurking right on DQ. Welcome to the show. We're down to 11 minutes, and we're going to start trading here shortly. See what's going on. I think it's time for a little fireworks show. Why don't you enjoy this for a moment? I will be right back with you in just a moment. How about that? Oh, yeah, baby. Fun times at the OK Corral. You gotta love it. And here's a little view on the ocean. Here you go. Mm-mm-mm. Nice, nice, nice. So it's so sad to hear about the that submarine incident, at the Titanic. But boy, you want to go exploring in those depths with these tiny little submersibles. You are a risk taker, aren't you? Unbelievable. It's amazing. Joe Olivia, hey Joe, I'm morning. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. 2 years, 2 months, and 21 days. So close to the 2/2/22 Saturday. Got in the way of perfection. Joe, thank you for being a follower of this channel as long as you have. Those of you who've been able to let me know how long you've been following me, some of you putting up those beautiful green bar announcements. Thank you very much for your continued following of this channel, especially your sponsor members. You guys are the best. Thank you all. Robert, Rocket Lab to launch space object monitoring mission for Spire Global and North Star. Yeah, that's right. JJ, fireworks, rock and roll. David, I had to polish the Yoko Ono album. We forgive you. Axion, can you talk more about the e-economy? Can you talk more about the e-economy? Finding this rather interesting. Well, folks, I mentioned earlier about how difficult it is all of a sudden to, if you're in Argentina, for example, the story came out just the other day here about in Argentina, the economy is in rough shape, and the government is in the middle of an austerity program. They're trying to get IMF help. I mean, the economy is in rough shape, and when this happens in a country like Argentina, that's not third world; it's a second world country. It would love to get into the G20. They would love to get up there. They just aren't there yet. And so what happens is you have an educated population. You have people who are aware of world and global events. I mean, they're clued in, but they happen to be in an economy that is suspect at the moment, and their currency is in trouble. I guess it's the Argentinian peso, I think, is their currency. It's not doing well. And what happens when a country's currency goes into free fall against other currencies? You have a black market show up very quickly, and it dominates the economy, which again leads to other problems. And the black economy I'm talking about is where people will trade in their pesos. The minute they get paid, they just dump these things and acquire American dollars, for example, as a currency they can trust, because they know that a loaf of bread today is, say, 200 pesos, but that same loaf of bread a week from now is going to be 250 pesos. And the week after that, it's going to be 325 pesos. So your employer might give you a 5% pay raise every week because your employer is charging more money every week for their goods, and they're just paying you more money every week for your wage. The problem is inflation is 10% a week. You're only getting 5% a week. You're better off converting your dough into other currency that will appreciate at 10% with the economy, rather than you losing 5% versus this whole game. And so the American dollar has been the de facto currency that most countries turn to when it's time to protect oneself against an economic downturn. The number two currency would be the euro. Then it would have been the British pound, depending on where we're dealing with here. If we're dealing with European problems, the Swiss franc would be another one. But now we're told in Argentina, American dollars are hard to come by. They're very difficult to get your hands on physical American dollars. And so what's going on over there is the currency that is easy to get and is trusted among Argentinians, the Chinese yuan, the Chinese currency. Lots of Chinese currency in Argentina. The Chinese have been moving into African countries, Asian countries, and South American countries to grow their influence and grow their business contacts. The government of China wants all countries in the world to build railway systems. Well, they want them to use Chinese railway systems. They want bridges. They want to help you build a bridge. Let's have it designed and built by Chinese contractors. We will hire, they say, a lot of locals. The people who run the trains are Argentinian. If it's going to be a Chinese rail line in China or in Argentina, the rails will be laid by Argentinians, but the goods, the actual rail, the actual rail cars, the infrastructure, the engineering, the computer systems, the whole will be Chinese. And this is happening across highways, bridges, port facilities, airports. I mean, everything. And it's the Chinese are imitating America, except the Chinese are, instead of allowing Chinese to do it on a corporate basis here and there, like with America, it's sort of like, if IBM wants to go into Argentina, more power to IBM. If Oracle wants to go ahead. If Apple wants to go ahead. But it's not the American government coming into Argentina with a program, but the Chinese government is coming into these countries with all their corporations behind them with government financing, Chinese government financing of these mega projects around the world, so that these countries become addicted to the Chinese infrastructure and maintenance thereof. And this shuts out the Western businessman. So right now, there's a war going on, in a way, in the black market in Argentina, and it's US dollars versus Chinese currency. Which one is the one that's going to be used to buy bread, to buy milk, to buy eggs, to pay bills? The debts between people. You hire a guy to mow your lawn, pay him in Chinese yuan or American currency. Which one can you get your hands on? Which one do you trust? Which one will be appreciative more against your currency than not? And in America, and in Canada, and in Europe, the G8 and G10 and G20 countries have been switching away from currency to e-currency. When you use your credit card, you charge it. You don't have physical dollars changing hands between banks to handle credit card transactions. When you pay your credit card, you do an electronic transfer from your checking account to your credit card company. You don't literally walk around with a wad of money to pay bills anymore. That's almost not done anymore. In Calgary, cash is a nuisance. Cash is more of a nuisance than a reality. A good buddy of mine had a retail store for decades. And in the 80s and 90s, it would be 90% cash, 10% debit or credit. And in the 2000s, in 2005, it would be 50-50. And in the last few years, it was 90-10. 90% were debit cards, credit cards. 10% of transactions were cash. And that was backing off, still backing off. So even now, when someone goes into a 7-Eleven and buys a cup of coffee, they swipe their little chip credit card over the sensor. It's done. A lot of folks are using their phones and they're just swiping their phone over top of a sensor, and it's Apple Pay. Cashless. Cashless is not a good way to go when you have a black market. There's a problem in cashless. You see, in Argentina, you cannot swap your currency for American dollars at your local bank at the best rate. You may have limitations on how much you can actually do, because the government of Argentina wants you to use their currency to keep the currency up, keep it credible. But on this street around the corner from the bank are a whole bunch of fellow Argentinians who will swap your currency, your pesos, for American dollars or Chinese currency. And that's where people are going to do deals, because they know that in a month from now, my peso is worth half the money it's worth now. You cannot hold this stuff, and your prices are going up across the board, and you're losing to inflation. And so the e-currency business is the one that is thriving. And now the question is, how do Argentinians, or how would North Americans, what if you in the United States found that your currency was losing value dramatically against all other currencies in the world? What currency would you use, and how would you do it? And I can tell you, in Argentina, there's folks walking around at work, shopping, going out, only spending currency in hard currency. They're not spending pesos. Nobody wants the peso. Whereas businesses are forced to pay you in pesos, governments will pay you in pesos. You must pay a parking ticket in pesos, and so on and so on. But these costs are rising dramatically every week over there. It's a mess. And this is happening in Brazil. This is happening in Turkey terribly. Almost 1,000% inflation a year in Turkey. Absolute disaster. Anyway, Larry, thank you, my friend, for ringing the bells. Here we go. We're up and running. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's great to have you all here. It's nice to see you all. Thank you, guys. Let's see what else is going on. A rug man is strong today, says Yoko. Yoko loves rug man's pull. Have a wonderful weekend, Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. David, so was I. Solos, they seem to be perish instantaneously. We're talking about those folks in the sub. It's really sad. I think in the Lebanon as well is going into new currency. They have the dollarization actually. And let's see what else is going on here. Moose Knuckle says they got fined $10 billion, 3M. But if it's anything like OSHA, they will end up settling for a minute fraction of that $10 billion. So it doesn't affect them very much, and that's why they keep doing what they're doing. There you are. Yeah, they got fined, but are they going to stop making those chemicals? Yep. Amazing, isn't it? And Uncle Bruce, after I cover my short on NVIDIA, I'm looking to writing cash secured puts because it'll turn around and go up again. Thank you all. Lorraine, yes, Uncle Bruce, you're absolutely right. The Chinese are building the roads and bridges in Guyana with the latest technology. Now I know why people exchange their money for US. Thanks for the global info. Larry, thank you for the bells. JR, the bells. We're up, we're running, we're open. Woohoo. Thank you, everybody, for being with us today. Great to have you. And thank you again for being loyal followers of this channel. Being thumbs uppers, being members, subscribers. We love you. Thank you all. Jen and I, thank you very much for your loyalty to the cause. It's great. Can't wait to see you guys in October in New York. We're going to see you in the Big Apple. The question is, how many of you are coming out to see us in New York? October 21st, Saturday, in the Big Apple. We're going to have some fun here. All righty. What else is going on here? Dolph, hey, Uncle Bruce, when buying a long-dated call for Poor Man Cover calls and the stock drops a lot in the first week, what is the best strategy? At what point do you cut the bait and all this, i.e. SoFi and AI? Well, if you bought deep in the money calls on AI, you would have written a contract against it immediately if you're following my advice. You'd be now buying back your deep in the whatever call you wrote. You'd be buying it for a fraction of what you sold it for, and you'd be writing another one, and you'd be writing another call closer into the money and bringing in another several dollars a contract. You should be, and if you did it right, if you did it anywhere near what I suggested, you would have bought deep in the money calls at $20, $25 each. Written calls for $10, $11 each, buying them back at $4 or $5 each, writing a new batch for $10, $11 each, bringing in another $4, $5, $6 net. And you've got your cost basis down on your $25 contract to like $12. That's the first order of business. You should be at that level. If you're not doing that, you're not doing it right. And now you are. You bought a call, you didn't write a call against it. You bought a call and wrote a $5 call when I told you to write $11 calls. I don't know. I'm asking. I'm not threatening. I'm not accusing anybody. But if you're not doing it the right way, you are now gambling against the market. That's not the plan here. That is not the game plan. The reason you take my classes is to learn the proper way to write options and to protect yourself against these crazy gyrations. The lower the stock goes, the more you keep rolling down your contracts and you keep bringing in more cash, which affords you the opportunity, if necessary, to roll your deep in the money call to a lower strike because the gamblers have paid you to do it. You allow the gamblers on the floor to pay the price for you to enjoy this investment. That is the name of the game here. Right now, you should be writing probably 40s or 42s. You may have started writing 55s, then you wrote 50s, you wrote 47s, you wrote 45s. Now you're writing 42s. You should be cashing in, and re-rolling new contracts all the time. Gowdy, have a good trading to everybody. Alex, ding, ding, ding. Thanks, Larry. White Feather, you too there, Gowdy. BW, 2 million candle on the opening for SoFi. The battle royale is on between the shorts and longs. It's going to be a fun day on the markets. Beach Boy, thanks, Larry, for hitting the thumbs up button for us. We love you. We are at 99 on SoFi now? Yep, 7.99 at the moment. We're down 234 on the Dow. We're down 6 cents on Matterport. NVIDIA down $4. Rocket Lab down 7. GameStop just off 30 cents. AI down 209 to 35.35. We got Smart Rent up a penny. We got ATIP unchanged. Unity's down 61. Tesla down 450 to 260 a share. Apple down $1 right now. Order filled 133, says Christina. BP, JP Morgan caught accidentally deleting financial emails. Beach Boy, BP accidentally, right. They were caught accidentally. Zed Estate, 143 thumbs up. Thank you, Bruce. And thank you, Zed, for helping out with the thumbs up meter, everybody. 144 have come in, and welcome one and all to the show and to the program. It's great to have you all here. We'll see how things go. Moderna, 119, under 120. Cisco down 49. Pfizer down 11. IBM down 79. HPQ down 29. Microsoft down 383. Watching the markets just start off. Down 233 on the Dow at the moment. We've got the rest of the markets available here in just a moment. AI at 3508. Low of the day, 3501. And the Dow down 228, S&P down 31, NASDAQ down 123, oil down 198 to $67.53 a barrel. Down goes oil. Alex, Beach Boy, I'm smiling with you. Splair, I see it at 808, now 806. Marcus, 146 thumbs up, Spruce. That's where we're at. I got it at 798 on SoFi right now. 798, 8 million traded in 7 minutes at the moment. Low of the day, 784. Now $8 on SoFi. A snapback rally underway. We'll see what happens. Time will tell. We're down 35 on GameStop. Rocket Lab down just 8 cents. AI at 34.64. And that is about the low of the day here, which means those of you who've written calls on AI, this is your chance to buy back super cheap and write another set of calls. Always write another set out of the money 2-3 months out. Take the dough. Let's go, baby. Let's go. My. 291 on Matterport, down 6 cents a share, down 486 on NVIDIA. SoFi now 796, 795. Rocket Lab 568, down 11. GameStop 23.90. BP says, yeah, they said accidentally deleted emails. New York, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, they have to back up for 7 years. So where are the backups? Exactly. Wonder where that ever happened. Wonder what happened to all that. So, yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Okay. Welcome one, welcome all to the party and the show. Great to have you here with us today. It's option expiry Friday here. See how things work out. Yeah, the old e-economy is taking over. Apparently, I read a couple of years ago, this is like 3 years ago, that in, I believe it's Sweden, I think it was Sweden, where there were tourists who had written home to friends saying, yeah, I was in downtown Stockholm, and there was this homeless guy, on the corner with a little sign, homeless, help out, the guy would not accept cash. He didn't want any krona or any euro or any, he didn't want any coins, nothing. No. you wanted to help this guy out, you would give him a donation using your phone to phone donation, digital. This guy was getting digital money on his iPhone. He had an iPhone. This is a homeless guy, and he was receiving donations from people on the street from a phone. So you don't have to fumble for cash. You see, this guy didn't have to go to the bank and or try to spend coins wherever he was, whatever he was going to buy, wherever he was going to buy it. He was just now using his phone to buy stuff. That's how it went over there. Cashless society, amazing, just amazing, amazing. Lobo Blast number 148. Thank you, Lobo, for being here tonight. Great to have you here. Down 225 on the Dow, down 33 on S&P, down 140 on NASDAQ. That's where we are right at the moment. And SoFi 796, Rocket Lab 566, GameStop 2381. We're down pennies, and we're down 53 on SoFi, down 13 on Rocket Lab, down 51 on GameStop. AI is off 324, so that means those $15 deep in the monies, or maybe the 10 deep in the monies might be available at a good price. I don't know. You got to check the chain on that. Beach Boy, BP, obstruction of justice, destroying incriminating evidence. Nothing to see here. There's nothing to worry about here. It's all fine. Don't worry. The people in the Congress won't have an investigation because there's nothing to see here. It's those people that think they can make money buying stock for $200 a share, like GameStop, and trying to sell it for $300 a share. Those are the people we investigate. We don't investigate guys like this with honest mistakes in the record-keeping department. This is an honest omission. We don't investigate honesty. We investigate those small nickel and dime investors who have the gall to try to make money against the big bankers out there. We don't tolerate that. We are going to put a stop to that. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this. Oh, we're fixing it. Yes, very interesting. Isn't that something? Anyway, there you go. Tesla is apparently falling for its first weekly loss in 6 weeks. That's what they say. Tesla's on its way to having a loss for the first time in 6 weeks. It's 259 right now, down 561. But we were 249 yesterday morning. Weren't we 248 yesterday morning, actually? Yeah, so we're a ways away. Let's see. A Beach Boy, better investigate Roaring Kitty. That's right. That guy with the long hair who dared to answer congressman questions that were yes and no questions. He dared answering them yes or no. That guy has to be investigated. I mean, the guy who thanks everyone for the questions and is so grateful to be here from Bulgaria, that guy, we don't have to investigate him. No, he answered the questions the way we expected him to answer the questions, by not answering the questions and going on to a rambling answer that took all the time away. This guy with these yes and no answers, we got to check this guy out. There's something wrong here because this is not normal. We can't tolerate this. Honesty on Capitol Hill, we don't know. You're obviously up to no good if you're being honest with us. We can't have that. We need liars, lots of liars. You got to fit in, buddy. You got to learn to fit in here. You can't just do that. Oh, who do you think you are telling us the truth? Oh man, you're obviously up to no good. Yeah, that's the story. All right. Well, it's AI at 34.26. Low of the day, 33.89. It's bounced back 40 cents from the low of the day. Kind of interesting to see how AI is functioning here. Down 221 on the Dow, 33 on S&P, and 150 on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's down 1.1%. S&P is down 0.8, and the Dow's down 0.6. That's what we have right now. And oil down 189 to 67.62. That's where we are here. All right, Robert Benson, we still have cash in Scandinavia. Yesterday, I gave some coins to a homeless guy in Copenhagen. Actually, some people prefer to pay in cash because they don't like the government to know what they buy. I'm with you. I find it interesting that 90+% of the world today in the G8 don't even think about the fact that if you use credit cards and debit cards for all of your activities, you can be tracked by anybody, not just government. You can be tracked by anyone as to what you're up to. That's a privacy thing that I find amazing that people have just given away. They just, I don't think about it. Yeah, I just use a debit card. It's quite something. Deuce caboose, as my man Johnny Cash says, I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire. The ring of fire. SoFi, well, there you go. 786 down 72 cents. Bargoon. Deuce caboose, I am number 152 there, Bruce. Thank you, Deuce. JP Morgan will pay a $4 million fine to settle U.S. SEC allegations that the bank mistakenly deleted millions of electronic records. $4 million. What a slap that is, hey? Isn't that a sweetheart deal? You want to talk about sweetheart deals? That is a sweetheart deal right there. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing bad going on here. It's just an honest omission of millions of records. That's all it is. It's nothing to worry about. No, don't worry. It's okay. There's nothing to see here. $4 a record. I like it. There you go. $4. There you go. We charge these people $20 a month for their fees. $4 once. That's okay. It's a write-off. We'll treat it as a write-off. It's fine. No problem there. All is well. It's all going to be just fine. Everyone's going to be happy. We're going to sing Kumbaya by the campfire. 421 on NVIDIA down 879. SoFi 781 down 69 cents. 780 a share. Rocket Lab 568 down 11. GameStop 2374 down 58. AI at 3410. Looks like we are not at the low of the day. AI is traded 5.4 million. The low is 33.89. So we have a tiny bounce going on right now on AI. Smart Rent is up like a penny. We got Unity down 82, Tesla down 885 to 255 a share. Apple down 173, Google down 182, Moderna is down 248 to 118 a share. I know a guy that has written some of these calls on Moderna, and around these levels and lower, he's smiling. I think he will be happier today than upset today with this price. Cisco down 60, Pfizer up 4, IBM down 68, HPQ down 33, Microsoft down 524, Amazon down 136, Aspire sitting at 70.3 cents. Home Depot down 141, Vanik off 297, Netflix is ahead 34 cents. Adobe down 220, Goldman down 388, Boeing down 188, Meta, the old Facebook down 472, Target down 81, JP Morgan down $1.09, Costco's off 436 to 519.84, Walmart down 4 cents, Disney down 40, American Airlines down 33 cents, and DraftKings down 21 cents. There you go, down 202 on the Dow. All right. Chase Rosita Parker, AI, January 2025. All strikes are 90-10s now. There you go. Bargoons, Beach Boy. Last night, I watched The Big Short again. Michael Berry tried to give authorities his info. No SEC wanted it, but he was audited 3 times by the IRS and investigated by the FBI. Nothing to see here. We just investigate troublemakers. Those bankers are golden. They don't do anything wrong at all. Isn't that something? Jen and I have to admit, the other day, we got a television. When we left Creston in August of 2021, we blew off our TVs and we blew off a bunch of furniture and crap so that we could, put stuff in storage. Because my mentality on it was these televisions that we had, these were 52-inch TVs. You can buy a brand new 52-inch television now for $400, $500, $600, depending on the brand, easily at those prices. We paid $4,000 for one of our TVs back in 2007. Anyway, we got rid of those and just picked up a brand new television from Costco, home delivery, a 75-inch television for our living room for 1,700 Canadian dollars. That's like 1,200 American, 1,300 American dollars. I mean, that's a joke. 75-inch television for 1,300 American dollars delivered. They took it out of the box. They took all the styrofoam off of it, put the styrofoam back in the box, plugged it in, put the feet on it, set it up. Nice. Love this thing. It's fantastic. It's like having a giant theater screen in your house. It's great. Watched Notting Hill last night. I love the Welshman that lives with the character. Just a great movie. But the night before, we watched a show all about Arnold Schwarzenegger on Netflix. It was a 3-part show, about 45 minutes each part. Very, very interesting about his childhood and his weightlifting years, then becoming an actor, becoming a politician, and the highs and the lows, the good and the bad. And he didn't hold back anything. He talked about everything, all of his accomplishments and his failures. Loved it, really loved it. But boy, is it nice to have a big screen like that. Boy, that's something. I love it. At this age, I can't believe that I'm now watching a television that size. When, as a kid, I used to see a 20-inch black and white screen in a box in my mom and dad's house. What we have today is just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. I even watched myself. I watched the video I made the other day about AI on my screen. I wanted to see what I look like on a 75-inch television. And I wouldn't say I look great. I wouldn't say I look bad, but I think that was a pretty damn good video I made the other day. I rather liked it. All right. Yep. BP says in 2021, JP Morgan paid $125 million to the SEC and $75 million to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission to settle allegations that the firm broke rules by not saving business communications. Isn't that something? Alex, I love Arnold. A very inspiring man. Kareem, is it a smart TV? I think it is. I think it is. I don't know. I let Jen handle all that stuff. We got it in here, and there are 3 remotes that we use: the TV's remote, the remote from our internet provider, and then she has something called a Fire Stick, and she's using that. I don't know. Let's just see what's on Netflix. Oh, okay. So click. There you go. Dude, Uncle Bruce, I have been slowly setting up Poor Man Covered calls in my Tasty Trade account. I set up one on AI yesterday, but I bought a $15 Jan 2025 contract, wrote an October 2023 $55 for $4.56. Yoink! I guess I should have been more greedy. There you go. Bet you that thing has gone down. 34.28 worth of stocks now. Way to go. Financial Mischief. I sold an AI April 24 $45 call yesterday for $10.73. It's currently trading on $8.15. I'm up 24% in one day. And that will go lower, right on 45. Yeah, that's going to go lower. Beach Boy, Karen, of course it's smart. AJ's brain, anti-gen. Bobby, the earliest TV I can remember, 13-inch. My parents gave me a 12-inch portable TV once when I was in college in 1975. They gave me a television for my birthday, and that was the beginning of my second year of college. My first year I didn't have a television. My first year of college I had my stereo and my albums and my AM FM radio, but my second year I had a portable black and white 12-inch screen perhaps television, and that was a game changer for me. No cable, none of that. But the first television Jen and I bought for ourselves was a color television from our grocery store, the Co-op grocery store here in Calgary. We bought a console 26-inch television for about $450 at that time, maybe a little more, maybe $600 at that time. And we had that for oh my gosh, we had that television for 20, 23, 24 years. We had that TV. Now, our second television was a 19 or 21 inch portable color television for the bedroom, which we just put on our dresser. And we got that for $3.99, a deal. We kept that for over 15 years. I think I sold it for $100 to somebody down the road. That big TV, I don't know if we were able to sell it or not. Maybe we got $100 for it. Way back when. Oh my gosh. Can the TV make you a cup of coffee? If it can't, it's not that smart. Alex, I think you're right. Maybe it's a kind of a smart television. These huge screens are really lovely. I love them. I think this is impressive. VP under questioning from Representative Husienga, the general counsel for Gary Gensler's at SEC government, refuses to answer questions about the agency's unwillingness to respond appropriately to Congress's inquiries. There you go. How come these small people aren't being put into jail? Cindy, I had a 9-inch Zenith. They came in all different colors. My girls had a pink 9-inch television. Oh man, oh man. Yeah, I remember when we lived in California. We bought a 27-inch television, tube TV, 2000, yeah, and the flat screens just weren't quite out yet, and we bought that big thing for $450-500, and then we bought a television for like $249, 27-inch for the bedroom. We left both of those. We sold those off when we left, and then we were actually watching my in-laws' television. My father-in-law had passed away, and nobody wanted his television, and we didn't happen to have a TV. We just came back to Canada from California, so Jen and I brought that television over from his house to our house, and we had a 28-inch TV, beautiful television, really good picture. And we watched it for about 3-4 years. It was 20 years old. And then we got ourselves our 52-inch flat screen for $4,000. Oh my God. We had a particularly good Christmas in 2007, selling sports merchandise, t-shirts and hockey jerseys and caps and stuff. We had a good Christmas season, so we treated ourselves to a new TV. And we had that right until 21. So that was 14 years. We kept our flat screen. Worked perfectly. No problems with it for 14 years. Very happy with that. And now here we are dropping less than 2,000 Canadian dollars on a 75-inch screen television. Unbelievable. It's just, this one has a 2-year warranty through Costco. I'm quite comfortable with it. Isn't that something? Unbelievable. Anyway, let's see. Yep. Beach Boy. My grandpa gave us a color Schaub Lawrence for my parents' anniversary. All the neighbors' kids came over to watch Distant Drums Western Series. My brother and I were rock stars that year. Matthew, number 160, Bruce on the thumbs up meter. Good morning. Thank you, Matthew, for these thumbs ups. And all of you out there who've been hitting the thumbs up button without any fanfare whatsoever. Thank you very much. 161 are in. We need 39 thumbs ups to make it to 200 today. If you can hit that thumbs up for us, please do. See if you can find that button and nail it and give us a little momentum for the show. Thank you, all of you, as always, who do the thumbs ups without me even asking for them. You guys are the best. There are no better viewers than these viewers on YouTube that I have. They just don't get any better than this. Dow Jones down 175, a little better, maybe. A little. We're down a dime on Matterport. Nvidia still down $8. SoFi at $7.79, down 70 cents. How long will it stay here? I don't know. SoFi got down to 771, and the volume now in 20 minutes, 30 minutes is 17.5 million volume in the first half hour. Rocket Lab is down 13 cents at 566. GameStop down just 35 cents. 23.97. We're actually coming on a bit. The GameStop got down to 23.68, and now we're 23.93, coming on a bit there. AI is still off 305 at 34.39. 34.39. The low was 33.58. So what, an 80-cent pullback coming back on. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. We've got after AI, Smart Rent is up 5.5 cents. We got ATIP at 11.92, down 14. Unity down 93. Tesla down $9, 255. It got down to 253.50. A little better, $2 improvement there. Still low, still down on the day. Apple down 175. Google down 159. Moderna down 193 at 118.50. Cisco down 53. Pfizer holding a penny gain. IBM down 82. HPQ down 16. Microsoft down 470. Yeah, televisions in our homes. Oh, have things ever changed on televisions? What else we got here? Karen, I bought back my AI at 110. Then I wrote 5 AI 40s for September 23 at 490 just now. Giddy up. More money coming in. Financial mischief. I just bought back my January 25 $60 AI call I had. I wrote it for 880, a bit pricey, but I bought it for 880. I sold it for 1315 on June 15. So in 8 days, not a bad return. And now I can come in on time. Yes, you can. You can come in closer and come into 55s or 50s and bring in higher premiums. Touch grass. Let them come to my covered calls. Let them come in. Come on, baby. Come on down to me. 34.12 on AI. Congratulations, all of you AI writers. This is exactly how it's done. You are going to buy back your calls at a lower price and write lower strike calls for either just as far out in time or closer in time, and take advantage of these swings. This is what it's all about. That's why you're in it. AI is active, and so are you. Nice going. 33.98 right now on AI. It's going to be all over the place. To be expected. Nicely done, Financial Mischief. Karen, nicely done. And all others, all of you here who are making it work on AI, nicely accomplished. Fun times at the OK Corral. Indeed. Some of you might want to look at writing cash secured puts on AI. You might want to write 25s. You may want to write 30s. If you can get big fat premiums to write $30 AI puts, then I would be looking at that. Absolutely. Janty Jen, how are you?
I'm peering out the window like a curious neighbor.
Oh, whoa, what's going on out there?
They seem to be doing some main sewer work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Outdoor work.
You know what that means? Like you start here and you end up 5 miles away.
Yeah. The plug isn't here. It's there. Of course, you send down those little probes, and I don't know how you do it. No, it's not a job I want. I'm noticing $30 puts on AI January 2024. That's going out a ways. You can write a $30 cash secured put on AI and get almost $8 for it. So you're pledging to pay $22 a share.
January 24 is only like 7 months from now.
It's 5 months. This is the end of June. Yeah. The 3250s will get you almost $10. 35s, which are in the money, $11.70. You're still only committing to pay $23.30 for the stock, and you can take $11 back. You put up $3,500 and get $1,170 back right now. I like these. I like these puts. These 30s are good. The 25s you can get $5.30 for them. So you're buying it for $19.70 if you get exercise. But I like the idea of writing a $10 put and enjoying a $4 or $5 down move. I want hundreds of dollars in return, not pennies, when I write a contract. Interesting, isn't it? You can write closer in, obviously. If you want to write August puts on AI, you're not going to get as much money, but on 30s, you could perhaps get $350. On 3250s, you might get $460. These are August 18 expiry. There you go. Interesting. And then, of course, in July, what do we got here? No, this is the last. No, nothing there. Sorry, July. Here we go. Not June. July. Yeah. Here we go. July. If you want to write the third Friday of July, the most active month on contracts usually. The 3250s, there's 3,500 of them. You can get 310, 320 for those cash secured puts. 32s are 285, 310. The 30s are $2. These are out of the money by $4. You can get a $2 premium for a July 21 expiry. There you go. You want to make a quick couple bucks? You want to write more aggressively, write 35s, you'll get $4.80, but they're in the money $1.10. So $3.70 premium, still premium. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
There you go.
There you are. Jen, how you doing otherwise? You doing okay?
Today is Friday.
Oh, yeah.
We have a beautiful day. They refer to it as patio weather.
Oh, we have patio weather coming up. Oh.
And trust me, in Calgary, patio, it's a big deal.
That's a big deal in Calgary. We have limited months of patio weather. Limited.
Maybe
3-4 months of patio weather.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how much patio furniture is for sale in Calgary. You can only use it for 3-4 months.
I know.
Then they leave it out there. A lot of people, they buy this crap. They leave it out there. It gets covered in snow.
But you cover it. When you buy your patio furniture, you buy a patio cover.
Many don't. Many
know.
people don't do that. They just leave it out there and they wonder why next spring it looks like crap. Oh, duh. The birds are pooping on it.
That's why you need to have a
dogs
garage.
are leaking on it.
Put it in the garage.
Yeah, I mean, geez, you cover the thing up in a plastic thing and you air seal it to keep it from getting dusty. But some people are lazy.
I noticed restaurants are getting more creative and they're putting in like plastic zippered panels, and then they put heaters inside.
Yeah,
so they can
extend.
They can keep them going.
They want to extend their outdoor.
But when it gets like cold, you got to close.
Oh, you're
that
done
wall.
for.
Yeah.
You're done for. Yeah. Well, the city of Calgary has been very accommodative for many restaurants that operate in street locations,
especially during COVID. They really opened it up, and they would close street lanes.
Yeah, I mean, there's one avenue not far from us that is a real popular street. Usually it's 2 lanes each direction, even with extra parking as well. But it's now down to 1 lane each way because they're allowing restaurants to come right into the first lane.
Well, the restaurant takes up the sidewalk, and then you have to let the pedestrians walk.
That's true. And they bring out these concrete barriers between the cars.
Jersey barriers.
Cars and people on bikes or walking. And these outdoor restaurants have these we call them patio areas. They're on the sidewalk, okay? But they have to pay to rent that. The city is making
nothing a permit to close the street.
Nothing but coin doing this.
Now, here's a question. In New Jersey, did they call them Calgary barriers?
Yeah, what do you call a Jersey barrier? What do you call a Jersey barrier in Jersey? I don't know. Oh, Jen and I, we were. It was pathetic. We had watched. She doesn't know what I'm going to say.
Not a clue.
She had no idea what I'm going to say.
Always a little afraid.
Always afraid. So we had watched our brand new television. We were watching Notting Hill. Jen watched the last half with me. I watched the whole thing. And then Jen had the remote. And we watched a little movie, which is okay. And then that was the end of that. And then we watched John Mulaney, the former writer of Saturday Night Live, who's a stand-up comedian, who has had some tough times lately. He had a drug problem. He had to go into rehab. And he's done a new stand-up act all about the intervention he had to go through.
Yes, John's life and times.
Oh my gosh, hilarious! The guy has taken. We have
to watch it again.
Oh, we have to watch it again because here's the thing. Okay, so we were watching Notting Hill, and at the end of Notting Hill, Julia Roberts is talking to the what's his name, the actor
Hugh Grant.
There's this thing, and he's going, what's the thing? Okay, so there was this thing.
There's a thing
for Jen and I last night as we're watching John Mulaney. It was about a 1 hour, 20-minute show, and about 30 minutes in.
But it started at like 8:30.
Well, we started it late, our time, and we both fell asleep on the couch. We both passed out, and we were both just snoring away. And then we both kind of woke up, with about 15 minutes to go in the show, and we
watched the last.
We toughed it out. We enjoyed the first 20 minutes. We loved the last 20 minutes. We just missed the rest of it. And we're both looking at each other and we're just shaking our heads.
It's Friday.
It's
You know?
Thursday
Well,
night.
it's Thursday,
Thursday
night.
night, and we're dying. And
Every day you get a little more
I
tired.
got to get up at 4:30 in the morning this morning, and it's now 9:30 at night, and it's time to go to bed because I'm not going to get every minute of sleep. I don't sleep that well. So at this age, So we came to bed and just collapsed.
And fell asleep immediately.
Didn't take long to fall asleep last night. Oh
So
my
funny.
gosh. It's so funny. It is just so funny how pathetic it is. And we're walking down the hallway to the bedroom. It's light out. The sun doesn't set till 9:50 around here.
If you were a kid, you'd be screaming.
It takes an hour for the sun for the effect of the light to dissipate.
We have lovely twilight.
We have lovely twilight. It takes for an
really
hour,
wonderful.
a good hour. In Palm Desert, the sun goes down. 15 minutes later, it's black out. It's dark. If you have your curtains closed and it's sunny out, and you open your curtains 15 minutes later, it's dark. You go, what happened? Around here, you got an hour and a half. So we're in bed, lying in bed with daylight all around us, and we're exhausted. Just
because the sunset is when it goes down over the horizon. Well, our horizon is the mountains.
That's true.
So the sun is down, but there's a ton of refracted light.
True.
So yeah, we have hours after the sun goes down.
I mean, even at 11 o'clock at night, you can still walk around outside and see where you're going.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And if you're north of here, you go up to Grand Prairie. Oh, that's another half hour. It's because the North Pole, the sun doesn't set up there. I mean, that's the summer. The sun doesn't set.
I saw Clint Black in a Jubilee, and he was the closer. So he was playing at like 11 o'clock at night, and it was still light out.
Still light out.
He's like, how do you all get your kids to go to bed? Like,
yeah.
My mom told me to come home when it gets dark out.
Yeah.
What time does it get dark out?
What's that around here? How does that work?
Like right around 3 a.m.
Just doesn't get dark out. And of course in the winter it's the opposite. I mean, here at 4:30, 4:45, dark. 5 o'clock, dark. It's black out there.
Oh, in the winter it's like you're a mushroom.
Totally. Of course, we're not here in the winter. We get
in the dark.
We get the hell out of here. We chase the sun. Go to the south.
That's right.
So this year we're heading to Australia. We're going to try summer down there. See what that's like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giddy up. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I'm going to cross the equator for the first time.
That's right.
That should be fun.
Have to look for the buoys.
Yeah.
Tell us that we're, but what is it? One every 100 feet, they say? No.
Yeah, that's right. There's these poles in the water to tell you.
Gotta look for them.
Sure. Splair saying, good morning, Auntie Jen. Larry Titus. Good morning, Jen. Alex. Good morning, Auntie Jen. Mandu. Good morning.
Hi, Alex.
JJ. First tested 1968 by the then Department of Highways in Ontario, Canada. The Ontario tall wall is a variant of the Jersey barrier.
The Ontario tall wall.
The Ontario tall wall. Never heard that either.
Jersey barriers.
Jersey. I never even knew the term Jersey barrier.
It's a tall wall. I like that.
Wow, that's amazing. That's interesting. The stuff you learn.
See? Look at that.
Anyway, Splair, Uncle Bruce, and next year after Australia, hopefully New York City again. Splair's dying for us to come back.
Go to New York.
Yeah. See, I think Splair wants to go to New York more than we do.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's what's going on there. He has a 5-year plan. I think Splair should just go to New York whenever he can go and enjoy New York, and then we'll figure out where to meet him. Maybe in California, you can take a flight over there.
Right,
That's easily done.
You tell us when you're going, and we'll tell the community and see who shows up at the airport.
Although I was wondering,
Splair.
this morning. Well, this year we're doing a meet and greet in October in New York. Where would we do a meet and greet next year? Should we do one in London, England?
Oh.
Should we do one in Miami? Should we do one in?
Well, we should do one in like Central Europe.
So, yeah, maybe in Vienna. Or Zurich,
or Berlin,
Paris, Madrid, Barcelona, Rome. We could do a meet and greet. Berlin. Hey, Bruce, how about Berlin? That's funny. I hear that all the time. Funny, Berlin. Where do we do the next one? And then the one after that, and the one after that. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta have a 5-year plan. Gotta have a 5-year plan.
Gotta have a 5-year plan. Gotta have a 5-year plan.
Have you ever told them that story?
Well, I had we have a very good friend of ours, Jen and I. We've known for a long time. And when I first met him, he was 19, 20. We've watched him grow up over the years. And we remember about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
yeah, he came. We went out for dinner with him. We're hanging out with him, and he was telling us, "I got a story for you." So, we love a story.
And he's got great stories.
And he has great stories, and he loves our stories. So he's, "I got a story for you." So, okay. So he said, my wife and I were having a chat a couple of months ago. We were having a little. She wanted to have a chat. Okay. They got 3 kids, and she wants to have a chat. And she says to him, "Yeah, I've decided to work out a new 5-year plan. The next 5 years of my."
Because she works on 5-year plans.
Yeah, she works on 5-year plans. Very organized gal. He goes, "Oh yeah," and she says, "You're not in the 5-year plan.
You're not at the end of the 5 years.
At the end of the 5 years, you're not in the plan." Oh.
So that's become a word for us that we use all the time. 5-year plan.
5-year plan. Am I part of your 5-year plan, or am I not part of your 5-year plan? So that's how we found out that she and he wouldn't be together much longer.
Am I year 1?
Yeah. The interesting thing about the two, we love both of them, by the way. We have had a relationship with him
much longer,
much more than with her, but we love her too. She was great. Anyway, she was a divorce lawyer. Now I got to tell you, from listening to my pal, if you're going to get a divorce from your wife, chances are, if she is a divorce lawyer, you got it made. Because as the lawyer, you see, she can't be seen to be very vindictive and very nasty. Got to be careful with that law society thing here in Canada anyway. Maybe in the US it's different. I don't know what it's like in the UK.
I think it would have been different if it was really like a hostile divorce, and it wasn't. It wasn't. It was very amicable.
No, it was very amicable. And the girls, the three girls, were very happy with how mom and dad did the whole thing. And they spend time with both of them.
And mom and dad were both much happier.
And both are very pleased. And it's all fine. It's, there's the whole thing about the families. But all in all, it was the right thing. This 5-year plan worked out.
But anytime we're not really very happy with what the other is doing, we say, yeah, I think I'm going to make up a new 5-year plan.
I think I want to talk to you about a new 5-year plan. Maybe we should talk about a 5-year plan. I was just trying to think about, there was somebody else.
Families get their own little sayings.
There was somebody else we knew that had a husband and wife that divorced, and she was the lawyer, I thought. I'm trying to remember. Why am I had it now it's a blank. I'm just, no.
You'll have to tell me later.
Mr. M with his 2 daughters. His wife's a lawyer. The 2 girls.
Yeah.
From Winnipeg.
Oh my goodness! No, you'll have to tell me later.
Our friend, the tall, lanky Mr. M. He was just at dance with you on the other night.
Oh yeah.
See, his wife was a lawyer. So we have a friend of ours whose wife was a lawyer, and they decided to split. Well, the best way to get a divorce as a guy is to have your wife be the lawyer. So he hired a lawyer to handle his side of things.
Of course.
But she was the driving force to negotiate the deal. And as it turns out,
those women.
As it turns out, she was the one with the money. He was doing okay, and he's doing just fine.
He's living his best life.
There's that. But financially, he's doing very well. But she was the big breadwinner in the house.
Yeah.
The big one. And she knew that to have a divorce with this guy, she would have to be the one supporting him.
Going to be costly.
And so when he's looking after the girls, she's looking after the girl. There's all this, and he's filling us in on the details of this. So I'm just blown away. I'm just going, wow.
See, aren't you glad we've never been divorced?
Oh, can't afford it. We can't afford to divorce each other. See, people say, what's the secret of your success? live together and be married for years and years and years and be poor. There's no advantage to one leaving the other. You can't afford it. It's great, isn't it?
There you go.
It's wonderful. The 5-year plan.
On that, I'm going to go have some coffee.
All right. We'll see if anyone has any comments about the 5-year plan. Dude is saying, good morning, Auntie Jen. Lame duck, China. Lame duck saying China. Splair, I want to go to New York, but it's expensive. So when I get to see you in New York, that's a win-win. Splair,
over on this side of the pond, we think going to Europe is expensive.
That's right. Drew says number 171 thumbs up. Good morning, all. Just wrote my first cash secured put on SoFi. I got 50 cents for an August 7. August put $7. There you go.
Very
A
nice.
rock and roll. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Out of the money and short term. Way to go, Drew. Let's see what happens.
See,
There you
putting his toe in the water.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Way to go, Drew. Way to go.
Excellent.
Well, thank you, Auntie Jen.
Everybody have a good weekend.
Popping in. There you go. Have a good weekend, Auntie
a
Jen
good
says. It is
weekend.
Friday after all.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Right.
Fantastic, everybody. Oh, yeah. 68.27 on oil, down 124. Wow. Unbelievable. Thank you all for being here. We have 174 thumbs ups. If you enjoyed Auntie Jen's company, hit that thumbs up button for me, would you? Let us know. 26 to go. Help her out. Help me out. Get us to 200 today. That would be absolutely wunderbar if you could help us get to 200 thumbs ups on our show. Thank you all so very much for being here and being part of the gang today. We love you for all of that. Fantastic, everybody. Giddy on up, we say, and we'll see how the markets work out here. 34.46 on AI. It looks like we're almost $1 off the low of the day. Well, that's a little better, isn't it? We can take that. We'll accept that. We'll accept it. How about that? Looks like yesterday's show. If any of you can go to yesterday's show and hit the thumbs up button, we ended up at 196. If there's 4 of you out there that can hit a thumbs up for us over there, that would be great. Get us over 200. Thank you all very much for your support. You guys are awesome. All right. 177 on the thumbs up meter, 23 to go, 178, 22 to go. Nice stuff. Good morning, Sheepy Investor. How you doing? Welcome to the show this morning. Great to have you here. And it's nice to see you all. We're down 180 on the Dow. We were down 2 plus 100. Now we're only down 180. The low of the Dow today was 33,646. Right now we're 33,764. So we've added 130 points from the low, about 120 points from the low of the session today, I guess. Something like that. 120 point improvement so far. Still down 179. So we almost reached 300 dip on the points there. S&P down 30, NASDAQ down 147. We're only down half a percentage point on the Dow and 1% on NASDAQ. Oil at 68.23 at the moment. And Matterport down a dime. We got NVIDIA down $8. SoFi at 790. The low on SoFi now is 771. We're 19 cents off the low. We've traded 23.7 million in 53 minutes. And we seem to be climbing out of the low of the session now with a 790. So our friend here, Drew, writing a put for 50. You might already be ahead on this thing if this keeps going up. This breaks through 8 to 810, 820. You're going to be laughing. Way to go, pal. Let's see. Rocket Lab down 18 at 562. GameStop is 23.84, down 49 cents. The low of the day, 23.68. We've got AI at 34.22 now, down 3.22 a share, with the low on AI of 33.58 at the moment. Smart Rent down a dime. We have Unity down 130. Tesla down 991 here. 254.70 on your Tesla. Low of 253.55 set first thing this morning in the first 10 minutes. But we're approaching the low again. So there's some pullback happening on Tesla, which is working out for those of you on the option side. for sure. Apple down 123 at 185. Got up to 187 the other day on Apple. Not today, but we've given up a couple of dollars from its highs. Google 122.48 down 139. Moderna 117.96. I know a guy in Pittsburgh. At one time, he had some calls written on Moderna. I'm not sure how he's doing these days, but I suspect he's doing okay. The lower they go, the better off on those contracts. Cisco down 54. Pfizer down a dime. IBM off 96 cents. HPQ down 6. Microsoft 335 down 386. The high on Microsoft in the last few days, 351. We've given up $16 on Microsoft now. That would have affected a bunch of you guys who are writing options on Microsoft. Very good. Nothing wrong with a little pullback. It's all healthy. ME at 159. No change today. The low of 157, which is the all-time low. Now 159, 514,000 traded. Amazon is off 22 cents. Spire at 67.9 at the low of the day again. Just can't seem to break over 73. Home Depot is up 74. Vanek Vector's down 218. Netflix down 192. Adobe up 145. Goldman Sachs down 290. Boeing is down 126. Meta Platforms down 350. Target down 40. JP Morgan down 89. Costco down 312 a share at 521. Walmart down 34. Disney is down 58. American Airlines down 31 cents. And DraftKings down 30 cents to 25.19. That's what I got right now on this market. Royal Caribbean 97.29 down 12. It got upgraded today. Somebody upgraded this stock to 120. Ridiculous. Absolutely stupid. This company's not making any money yet. It's at 97.29 down 12 cents. It got recommended as a buy to 120 a share. That is ludicrous. There is no way it's worth what it's trading at now. Anyway, thank you all. And what can I say? We got some selling going on today, and we expected some pullback sooner or later. The Dow now only down 150 though. It's actually improving a bit here, a bit there. And NASDAQ still down 1.1%. There you are. Oh my. Fun times. Thank you all for being here today and helping out. 187. Oh, look at those thumbs ups. 187, 13 away from 200. I think the time has come for perhaps a little Knights of Knee emoji attack right here, right now. Knee, right there. See if we get the Knights of Knee to step in here and help out with your option premiums to bring you returns that you ultimately and totally deserve to get. Thank you, everybody, for these thumbs ups. 188 have come in, and knee emojis coming in from Richard Carlin now. Thank you, Richard. Knee. Here come the knee emojis from the Knights of Knee. Do not get in the way of these markets. 189 thumbs ups. Nico is here. Let's go, baby. Neat. Thank you, Nico. 189 thumbs up meter. 11 away from the coveted 200 number. You guys are incredible. Karen D, thank you. Neat. John Anderson. Neat. Larry Titus. Neat. Here they are. From around the world, the knee emojis are landing on this page. 192 thumbs ups, 8 to go as we celebrate the climb to 200 thumbs ups and a knee emoji attack that is happening all over the planet right now on this channel. Most viewers out there do not know what's going on, cannot understand it. Splair TV, thumbs ups, and knee emojis. Nazareth, I am 192. Thank you, Nazareth. I see 193 now. Another one has come in. Splair, neat. Here they come. Thank you all so very much. Matthew, have a great day, folks. Neat. 193 on the thumbs up meter for Bruce. 7 to go, and we've got 200 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. Appreciate this. You guys are the best. The Dow's down 170 or so. Okay, yeah, or a half a point. So what? Whatever. Okay. 786 on SoFi. The bargain keeps coming on SoFi, down to 771. Now 786. Upside awaits. Do not write contracts on SoFi unless you're running cash secured puts. By all means. Splair, neat, BW, neat, TJ, neat. Here they come. Matthew is here. Oh, they're coming in like crazy. Thank you. Thank you from Splair. Have a great, relaxed weekend, everybody. It's Friday. Thank you all for being here on Friday. 194 on the thumbs ups meter. We're so close. I can taste it coming in. Hit that thumbs up button for us, folks, and let us enjoy the weekend. One day my account will be up enough to retire, says BP. Absolutely. BW, today is the day to see if you hold on to your cover calls too long and try to be a hog, be a pig, and take profits and live to see another day. Dude is here. Neat. Here come the knee emojis from Dude. 194 thumbs up, 6 away from 200 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for helping out the thumbs up meter. This is good stuff. The knee emojis are going across the board, one after the other, There they are. Neat emojis. Thank you all very, very much. Giddy up, kids. 34.29 on AI. We're coming on again on AI. Coming up. Yes, 788 on SoFi. Only down $6 on NVIDIA. We're coming on. Deep value on the options. Neat. There they are. 194 thumbs ups. Yahoo, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. There's another one. 195. 5 away from 200. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Oh, man, this is good stuff. Giddy up, everybody. ME is half a penny higher on the day. HD is up. We got Adobe higher today. We got a few green bars showing every one here, one there, sort of slipping in here. Little thumbs ups are coming in, plus some green bars are showing up here as the market seems to be moderating a little bit. Splair, neat. Thank you. Mandu number 5, knee emojis everywhere. 195 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. Oh, so much. All right, that's it. I got to go. I'm going to get a bit of a break in here. We'll keep an eye on the market for the rest of the day. Keep your eye on this channel for any updates. And we'll keep you posted on the New York get-together as we keep cobblestoning this thing together, one piece at a time. Looking forward to seeing you in the Big Apple this October. Thank you all. Have a great weekend, everybody. Make a ton of money. Enjoy your returns on some of these options as they crash out. It's your turn, baby. It's your turn. Keep up the good work, everybody. 196 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, Larry, everybody. Thanks, Larry Titus. Appreciate you. And keep it going, guys. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you first thing Monday morning. All right, guys. Bye for now.